what's up? It's me, Jessica J, and I was just wondering if you've ever sat and thought to yourself, she gonna come back? Well, if so, I'm glad you asked because the simple answer is actually yes. And today, I'm gonna tell you, did I spit on you? And today I'm gonna tell you the 3 reasons why she always comes back. And if you already know that you need a little help talking to these women to even get somebody to ever leave you and then come back, fuck, I'm spitting. Don't forget to check out my Speak to Spark Arousal program at speaktosparkarousal.com. So, whether you guys were in a relationship and you broke up, or you were talking and she ghosted you, or maybe like you're in the friend zone and you're trying the 30-day no contact rule, which is what I told you need to do in order to not be in the motherfucking friend zone. Either way, again, this is a channel for men, but this can actually be applied to everybody in general. But I'm going to tell you why she always comes back to your peen. Okay, so the first reason is that positive memories persist. So, a lot of women in my circle always go back to the same douchebags, and we're always like, why is she going back to him? He totally sucks. He cheated on her with 12 people, including her mother. I don't get it. Or again, maybe you were friends and you were like, you know what? I want to be more than friends and I have self-respect, so I'm not going to talk to you anymore. And she's hitting you up again. Either way, environmental psychologists say that we tend to remember the good times as a coping mechanism to have some hope for better times. And because relationships, or even you and your friendship or your presence, are a source of connection, support, understanding, hanky-panky, it's natural for us women to think back on that guy who provided that for us. Especially when, life is fucking hard. She's gonna have some things happen that will stress her out, and she will therefore think back to the time where somebody was able to relieve that stress for her one way or another, which is you. So once we're feeling negative feelings from a different source, whether it's work, our motherfucking kids who ain't listening, our pets who won't stop wetting themselves when we leave just to go to Target, or even a new man, we're gonna think back to the guy that wasn't our current source of negative stress. The second reason we women always come back is because humans are creatures of habit. So how many times have you found yourself like, you know what, I'm gonna start eating better. Let me try eating some more lettuce. And lo and behold, by day 2 or 4, you're like, man, fuck this. I think I'm gonna go back to Cheetos. I really love Cheetos and I eat them every time I watch Desperate Housewives. We tend to stick to what's familiar. And the second you take away our familiarity, we get into a state of stress. Again, I always use the toaster analogy. You bought the toaster, you're like, okay, I'll make some toast today. And then, lo and behold, the toaster kind of loses its spark. And you see it every day, you don't even notice it anymore. But God forbid somebody came in and robbed your ass of that toaster. You'd come downstairs and be like, something was over here. What was over here? My toaster. Where's my toaster? So not only do we stick to what's familiar, the second the familiar is gone, our brain's going to high alert to bring back the norm. So we have a natural inclination towards the things we do know and can depend on, which is why we come back to you after you are removed from our norm. And the third reason we always motherfucking come back is because we are more sexually selective. Let me explain. So again, I don't care how empowered and feminist and sexually liberated she is, we women just don't have a natural inclination to run around swinging the V. Because we want to have sex when we feel connected, it takes us that much more time to bond with a guy and to want to open up to him and to want to feel his peen in our vagine. And once we feel that way towards one guy, that's a pretty long process for us to get to mentally and emotionally. And then when I say long process, I don't mean that women can't have sex with you on the first date or when they first meet you. I mean because it takes us longer to accept you into our birth canals. It's hard for us to think about going through that process again with another dude or dudes. So what do? We naturally think back to the last dude that was able to provide that for us. And we think, well, fuck, I don't want to go out there again. While my biological clock is ticking, I may as well try to make it work with that motherfucker who was able to provide me some of the positive things that I need in my life. Because unlike you guys, we can't have kids up until we're 90 years old. So we are constantly aware with every passing month, with every flushed down egg that, girl, time to find a guy. And it is exhausting to think about that process for us because we know that we don't have much time to get it done. So with that in mind, that should be enough for you to realize that you could take a seat back, hang out, buy one of my new and improved Pound Town t-shirts, hang out with the boys, and let her come back to you. Thanks for watching as always, guys, and I'll see you next time.